Here we are, back at it again. Another night, another video. What we talking about tonight, y'all? I always thought, like, as a child, as children, man, we like attention. It's normal for us, things like that. But as I got older, I was like doing things not for attention, but for everybody to like. I wasn't never really like dumbing down to my niche. I wasn't specifying enough. And what I realized is that often in life, we think it takes way more than it does in order for us to win. And not that I'm saying that it takes less effort or it doesn't take an extreme amount of effort and discipline and focus. What I'm saying is you don't need everybody to win. So what we doing, man, we finding our tribe. You gotta find your tribe. And what I mean by that is there's gonna be a group of people. Like once you find your lane, once you find out like what's your purpose in life, what you're good at, you're gonna start to associate yourself with people like minded. You're gonna stop doing things, more so on a level of I need to impress everybody or I need to look good to everybody. And it's gonna be you focusing in on that group of people who support you and you support them. That's your tribe. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's take a look at it from this angle. Let's take a look at it from this angle. All right, y'all. So tribes have culture and traditions. What's your culture? I'm gonna say for me, like my big thing is physically, mentally, spiritually connected. Those three things I feel like if I take care of in life, I'll be fine. I'll be all right. You see what I'm saying? If I keep my physicality in good condition, up the standard, exceeding standards, then I'm okay. My mental, if I keep a good level of mental health and I constantly evolve mentally, whether that may be through reading books, studying, learning a new trade or skill or anything like that, I'm always developing mentally and spiritually. How is my energy? How do I treat people? You see what I'm saying? How am I perceived? My spirituality is big to me. But I noticed throughout that time, you gotta find your tribe. Oftentimes, like I remember back when I was doing my music thing, me and my boy, and he was like, "Man, I want to make music for everybody. I want to make music for everybody." And I kind of sat back and I talked to him, and I was like, "Why you say that?" Because the story that we have, the place that we come from, even though our conditions and our experiences aren't unique in a fashion, um, not everybody can relate to that. So if I'm out here trying to present myself to the world so I can appeal to everybody, I feel like it's not gonna work because you may have people over here with a huge influence and a lot of power who will draw you away from what you're doing. And once you start to veer off into that, now you've lost your core audience. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to appeal to everybody. I just need my tribe of people. We like to stay in shape. We like to keep our bodies looking good. You only get one. We like to constantly evolve mentally. Whether you in school getting your degree, whether this person trying to be a foreman, a journeyman, a superintendent, whether this person trying to move up in the middle management, whether this person trying to grow sales in a business and provide a better service or product, those are people I feel like in my tribe. Oh, in my bad, spiritually. Yeah, if you're trying to better your energy, you're trying to put out positivity and good things to the world. You're trying to be a better man, a better woman, better father, better mother, better daughter, better son, anything like that. That ties into the spirituality. So that's what I mean by finding your tribe. Have I found mine? In a sense, in a sense. But I like it like this, because as guys, right, as men, we cannot talk to each other for a couple of months, heck, sometimes years. But when we hit each other up, man, it's like we starting back right where we left off, sharing good memories, talking about all the things we've done, talking about how we've overcame certain obstacles and how we moving on with life. You know, that's my tribe. Me particularly, I found this in college. So the culture and traditions, we have things that we do. It may not be going out with each other all the time, out of town, taking trips, things like that. But when we link up, We back to our core values. We back to talking about how we gonna provide for the family. We back to talking about our goals, our aspirations, what motivates us, how we trying to be better in certain things. That's a culture we have of self-development. You see what I'm saying? The traditions we have. A tradition for me is getting up and going to the gym. It might not sound traditional, but it is. Sometimes I need to withdraw from the world and I need that little space to myself. That helps me recharge my energy. I'm an empath, so I feel everything around me. Sometimes I need to step back and just take all that in. That's a tradition I have. Maybe just going out, putting my feet in the sand to the beach. That's another tradition I have. I did it overseas, I do it in America. Big on that. So yeah, man, your tribes have cultures and traditions. Once you find your tribe, you'll notice that y'all all may be from different cultures, but y'all have the same values. So that's y'all culture. The traditions y'all have. I just call it habits. If you have certain habits of doing things, then yeah, you're gonna meet these people on your journey, and that's what y'all gonna do. You see what I'm saying? Now, next, tribes have a wardrobe. Let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. Now, this one is a hard one because when it comes down to the wardrobe of your particular tribe, y'all may not all share the same wardrobe unless you got like a 9 to 5 and y'all have to wear a uniform type deal. But by wardrobe, this is what I mean. I can associate myself with other men typically by how they dress because of the occupation. So when I see somebody with dirty work boots on, where they got cement or paint or dirt, sometimes you can see the dang steel coming out the cloth from the steel toe boots. And I know this a working man, this a blue collar man. I can relate to that. I'm in construction, you know, heavy operation. So I understand that. I understand that look. I understand the button down, the slacks, or the khakis, or the cargos. You know, it's tucked in. He looking nice. He got a hard hat on. He doing his thing. I understand that, so I can relate to that. That's our wardrobe. Don't mean we gotta wear it every day, but when I see somebody like that, I'm like, oh snap, this person work blue collar. What he in? HVAC, electrician, plumbing, construction. Yeah, I can chop it up with this person. I see somebody with a suit on, I come from that too, but that ain't what I'm doing now. So it ain't necessarily my tribe. Do I like those people? Of course. Do I converse with those people? Do I make friends with those people? For sure. Have those friends. But at the same time, it's not where I'm at now in life. And I kind of notice that it's not my tribe. I don't want to walk around in a suit every day. Fine with pulling on, I look good in one, but it's not my thing to do daily. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, wardrobe is big. You know what I'm saying? If you meet a female and she has on a certain uniform, you can pretty much guess what type of tribe she's a part of. The cultures and traditions are going to play a huge part in it, but the wardrobe tells a lot because that's the first thing you see before even speaking to someone. Before you notice how attractive a person is, you notice what they got on. So yeah, wardrobe is a big thing in tribes. And in my tribe, we got it. Whether you got on your gym clothes or you got your blue collar clothes on, your work boots, your cargos, and yeah, you see what I'm saying. So next, let's do next. I don't want to hold y'all too long. Next, tribes have rituals. Let's talk about some rituals now. Like some people, ritual is they like to get home off work, they'll play the game. You know, that's their ritual. They like to play the game at night. It help them unwind, it help them relax. That's what they do on the weekend. They gamers. Some people ritual is, hey, I might sit on the couch, drink my beers, drink my whiskey, drink my vodka. And some people just like to get toe up. You know, some people have drinking as a ritual. Some people get frustrated, have a long day, and they like, man, I gotta hit this gym. Well, as soon as I wake up, I gotta hit this gym. As soon as I get off work, I gotta hit this gym. That's a ritual. Some people might do yoga. It's a lot of different things you can do for a ritual, but tribes have rituals. That's how you know you found the correct tribe for you. Y'all share the same rituals. If all y'all like to get together on the weekend and go drink, that's your tribe. If all of y'all like to get together and go knock out a workout or go do yoga or Pilates or whatever it is, maybe just cook or read a book or something, that's your tribe. You see? So yeah, man, tribes have rituals, and that's a huge and important part of bonding and relationships. Now, tribes have beliefs. Let's talk about this, man. Tribes have beliefs. This is really big to me because morals, values, ethics. Some of those things are up in the wind when we talk about ethics and morals. People have different ones, and you can still be cool with somebody and have different ethics and morals. For sure, you can, because y'all might not have grew up different. I mean, y'all might not have grew up the same. Y'all might have grew up in different environments, so your morals and your ethics are a little different. Values, beliefs, yeah. So I take it from the aspect of the red and blue conversation. Like when we talk about politics, I'm Republican, I'm Democrat, I'm independent. Those to me are beliefs. Or let's take one bigger, religion. I'm Christian, I'm Muslim, I'm Buddhist, I'm I'm in Judaism. Like whatever religion you in, that's your beliefs. Them typically are the tribes of people who gonna stick together. You know, I have a certain set of beliefs that's different from others about a lot of things. I'm very opinionated when it comes to certain things in my life because I've experienced it, I've watched other people experience it, and I do my research on the data, facts, and statistics. So my beliefs are way different from a lot of people. You see what I'm saying? But that's how I know when I'm with my tribe. I don't even have to say it. It's just like when certain things pop up or when certain things pop off, we like this, or we start moving like this, or we doing this. And that's how I know, like, yeah, they part of the tribe. They don't even know it yet, but they part of the tribe. Because we share similar beliefs. And you can see it in the way people move. It's big. It's big for sure. All right. Now, for the final one. Tribes have a story. And this is what I find most interesting about people, just meeting new people. I like to hear people's story. You see what I'm saying? And it's not a lot of people will hear your story out and they'll use that to later on use against you or belittle you or demean you or something like that. I like to know people's story because first of all, I like to know who I'm dealing with. Two, I want to know what drives you, what gets you going, man. Because if you don't have a story deep like mine, we probably for one ain't gonna get along. For two, you're not gonna understand my hustle, my grind, my mentality about certain things. It's just a lot of things you're not gonna understand. So yes, I like to know people's story because if we come from similar backgrounds, if we've gone through similar hardships and overcame those obstacles, then yeah, I know you part of my tribe, man, because we all got a story. And that's to me the most beautiful thing about a person when they have an interesting story, when they have a deep story. Not saying everybody has one. Everybody has those experiences, but when you listen to certain people talk, it's like I know how this person got here. Oh, I know why they going so hard about this particular thing because I heard their story, and it makes me relate to them more. It makes me respect them more. It makes me admire them more. You see what I'm saying? So the story is the biggest part of everything. But you don't need everybody to win, man. You just need your little small group, man. Find your tribe even if that's 1,000 people, 200,000 people, 2 million. But if you can get that many people to agree with you, hey, you doing something right, or you may be doing something wrong. Who knows? It all depends on what your goals is and who your tribe is. Some tribes are stronger than others. Some tribes are no longer here. Some tribes have tremendously shrunk down since the ancient times. Some of them are still around since the ancient times. How do you want your tribe to be? Who do you want to be in your tribe? But I'm telling you like this: you don't need everybody. Find your group of people, find your tribe. Y'all stick together. Y'all go about life like a fearless lunatic. Shout out to Marquette. And y'all do y'all thing, man. Cause that's what I'm doing. Trying to find my tribe here. That's all I got for y'all tonight. Y'all have a great night. I'm out.